Okay, good evening. Good evening. It's fun to feel all of the energy in the room. We're really excited, and we had a sold out crowd for tonight. We did move our celebration this year up 2 months, and it had to do with application deadlines to the state that they changed last year. And so I love the fact we've had people calling every day. Could I get tickets? Can I get tickets? And we've been sold out for a while. So for the first time ever, we are live streaming it for family and friends this evening. So they'll be watching from not in here, but from afar, and they'll be with us. So good evening, friends, families, fellow educators, distinguished guests, and our very special honorees. My name is Janine Kaislin, and I'm the Associate Superintendent for Student Programs and Services here at San Joaquin County Office of Education. And it is my honor to welcome you to our 15th annual San Joaquin County Classified Employee, School Counselor, and Teacher of the Year Awards celebration. This evening's event was made possible with support from our generous co-sponsor, Self-Help Federal Credit Union, and we'll honor them in just a little bit, but they are over here at this table. Tonight is a special occasion bringing together a diverse group of 15 extraordinary individuals representing the very essence of dedication and excellence in education. It is a tribute to all teachers, counselors, classified school staff, administrators, and community members who invest their hearts, minds, and time to shape the future of our students and our community. Throughout this evening, we will spotlight each awardee and finalist, recognizing their unique contributions to the community. Our event will then culminate as we announce the 2024 San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year. Before we begin, I would like to extend heartfelt gratitude to every person behind the scenes that made this evening possible. First, Grace Luke and our executive assistant team that paid attention to every small detail. The Merrill West High School Floral Design Program that made the beautiful flowers, the centerpieces that are on our tables. And finally, to Self-Help Federal Credit Union, CodeStack, Information Technology, Academic Technology, Operations, our Public Information Office, and the Blue Ribbon Selection Committees for their generous support of this event. So thank you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our San Joaquin County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Troy Brown.
Thank you, Janine. She is always so humble. How about a big hand for Janine, please? The amount of time and thought she and her team put into this is just amazing. So thank you all for being here. As the San Joaquin County Superintendent of Schools, it is a great honor to be here to recognize the outstanding school employees and educators with us tonight. To the Teacher of the Year finalists, there's a quote I love that says, and many of you have probably heard this, "Teaching is the profession that teaches all other professions." This quote captures just how important and influential the role of a teacher is to our society. The students' lives that you are impacting today in your classrooms are the future leaders of tomorrow. In all sectors, from business to health services to education, construction, and more. Public education is essential to a healthy and thriving community, society, and people. It's the investment you are making in our children today that strengthens our community for many years to come. Last year, we expanded our recognition program to include a School Counselor of the Year, too. School counselors make up an integral component of our educational system. Preparing our students for success requires a focus on the whole student, not just academics. Counselors show the way, helping students manage their emotions, cope with trauma and crisis, overcome obstacles to learning, make decisions, and much, much more. This has become increasingly evident in recent years, and more people are understanding how important the role of school counselor is. But the importance of that role has always been clear to those of us who work in education. Our students face many significant challenges. School counselors are there to ensure students don't face any of these challenges alone. And to our classified school employees of the year, teachers could not do what they do without the support you provide for students, families, administrators, and school staff. You keep schools running smoothly and efficiently. You maintain buildings and school grounds so that students have safe and clean places to learn and play. You provide nutritious meals so that children do not go hungry and can focus on learning. You ensure students are healthy and that families have access to resources to help them grow and thrive. You support teachers by providing instructional, behavioral, and other support to students in and outside the classroom. You ensure safety measures are met so that children are protected and cared for accordingly. You make certain that staff and students have the tools and technology they need to teach and learn. You are that friendly face or that kind word that makes a connection to students and families. Those of you here being recognized tonight do a whole lot more too. Teachers, counselors, and classified staff, the common thread that connects all of you is not just that you work in education. It is that you have made a commitment to choose a career in which you serve others. For those of you being recognized tonight, your devotion to the service of your students, family, and community is unparalleled. You exemplify your profession and your leaders. Your stories and your work lifts and inspires others. So thank you for setting that example for your peers and being that role model for your students. And thank you for your caring and understanding of the importance of the work that you do. Your service makes an impact. Your service changes lives for the better. Your service builds a hopeful future for all. On behalf of the San Joaquin County Office of Education, congratulations to the 9 classified school employees, 1 school counselor, and 5 Teacher of the Year finalists. And I'd like to welcome Janine back to the stage.
Thank you, Superintendent Brown, for your leadership to students and educators in our county. Self-Help Federal Credit Union, as I mentioned earlier, has generously supported this event over the years by donating the trophies, the cash prizes that each winner will receive, along with helping sponsor our dinner this evening. And we are thankful for their generosity, which allows us to honor and award the outstanding classified and certificated educators in our county. So with this, it is my pleasure to introduce Self-Help Federal Credit Union and would ask that all representatives from Self-Help please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you. Not yet, Ennis. Ennis, can you stand really quickly and wave your hand? Ennis Frost. He's our branch manager, and he's been the point of contact for Grace Luke and has been making everything happen, so I just want to thank you. So now I'd like to ask our district superintendents, our principals, school board members, and our SJCOE cabinet members attending tonight to please stand. Thank you for your leadership and for your support. At this time, we will break for dinner. There is a wonderful buffet that's lined up on both sides of the room. Grace and Veronica will release your tables. Because we start the program as soon as everyone is seated, there are a few of us tonight that are going to slide in at the beginning so that we're ready to get going with the program as soon as that last person is seated. So with that, we are going to pause for dinner and ask that you please enjoy your meals. Thank you. like to thank Papa Pavlos for being our caterer this evening. Thank you very much. All right. So now we will start by honoring our 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employees of the Year. Classified employees play key roles in our county schools. These individuals help create environments that support the whole child and promote student achievement, health, and safety. The nomination process consisted of an application where the nominees were judged on work, performance, school and community involvement, leadership, and commitment. Tonight, you will meet the winners from 9 categories selected by the County Office of Education Blue Ribbon Committee. In addition, these names were submitted to the California Department of Education for consideration as state classified school employee of the year. The individuals we recognize tonight will again receive $500,000 from our generous sponsor. Oh, did I say 5,000? Oh. Sorry, Ennis. There has been inflation. I promise my script says 500. Okay, again, the individuals we recognize tonight will each receive $500 from our generous co-sponsor, Self-Help Federal Credit Union. Troy and Ennis will now join us on stage to hand out the awards. Our San Joaquin County Office of Education's Chief Human Resources Officer, Christina Torres-Peters, and our Assistant Superintendent for SELPA and Special Education, Brandy Bruni, and our Deputy Superintendent of Business, Terrell Martinez. They will help us read the honorees this evening. So with that, relax and enjoy the beautiful words and, sorry, I didn't give the right directions. To our awardees, we will first read a little bit about you, watch a video, and then ask you to join us on stage. So relax and enjoy the beautiful words and videos that were created to honor you. So with that, now Christina will get us started.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce our first honoree, Miriam Soto from Ripon Unified School District. The 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of Clerical and Administrative Services. Miriam has been a dedicated member of the Weston Elementary community for 13 years. As a library media clerk for the past 8, she has not only served as the face of the library, but has also played a vital role in creating a welcoming and inclusive environment for students and staff. With a smile on her face, she is always willing to help, going above and beyond to support school events and student clubs, and even offers technological assistance to her colleagues. Miriam's commitment and compassionate nature make a positive impact beyond the library. She exudes warmth and kindness in everything she does, leaving a lasting impression on her colleagues and students alike. A former student of hers, Jolie Baker, even shared, "The library became a home, as Mrs. Soto made it that way. I couldn't imagine having a better librarian during my time at Weston." Please join me in watching this video honoring Miriam.
There's so many things I could say about Miriam. She is one of the most giving people I've ever met. She's one of the most helpful people that I've ever met, and she's one of the most selfless people that I've ever met.
Miriam is a do-everything kind of person. She has been since she started here as a bilingual aide. To start, she was always available to contact parents, to do anything that a classroom teacher needed. And when she moved into the library position, all of that continued.
She is the morning announcement coordinator. She is our resident tech specialist. She catalogs and orders books for our library. She also is our site tech person for testing. And she is also a student council advisor, and she loves it. She absolutely loves working with kids and having fun. She makes this library a fun place with kids playing checkers, chess, Uno. It is unreal to me the amount of kids that notice if the library is closed on any given day. She is one of the most caring individuals that I've probably ever met.
She does that to me every time.
Miriam Soto has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to learning and literacy at Weston Elementary School Media Center Library. Her dedication is beyond belief. Her students and the students here at Weston Elementary have benefited from her openness to exploration and innovation at the Library Media Center here in Weston.
The students kind of see her as not as a teacher necessarily, but just someone that they can always go to. They see her as kind of the fun person because she's always doing the fun stuff. She just likes to interact with the kids, and so she's not afraid to put herself out there for kids. She doesn't necessarily wait for kids to come to her. She will make sure that she talks to the kids, especially ones that she knows may be struggling.
My favorite thing about Miss Soto is that she's always kind and helping kids. She's usually like the person who does most of the things around the library and school in general.
One day I was in here and I was super bored, and she went online and she searched up how to make snowflakes, and we decorated her tree. It was really fun, and we just stayed in here for like the lunch and snack recess, and we just made snowflakes.
Every student needs a place where they feel like they belong, that they're happy, that they're safe. It's not always the classroom, it's not always the playground, it's not always at home. And so having activities and an open door in the library for students, the ones that need a different place to feel safe, they can do that here.
It makes me really happy that this is a safe place for them. I'm just glad that I'm able to do that for them, that's all. I'm really glad. And I have had a lot of kids that after they leave here and they go to high school, they make it a point to come back and thank me and say nice things, and that's amazing. So then you know you did make a difference and they didn't forget.
Miriam has been personally challenged with her health. She's a breast cancer survivor, and while she was this extraordinary human before that diagnosis, I think that diagnosis, she took it as every day is a gift. She just is happy to live, and she lives well and kindly every day.
Miriam is not just the person that runs the library. She's made the librarian part of everything about the school, not just this small one room. She wants to be part of everything, and that's what truly makes a school cohesive and a place where everybody wants to come. It's when you have a village that works together and not just their own little part. And she definitely is, she's a piece of a bigger puzzle, but she wants to be part of the whole puzzle, not just her little window of it.
Miriam, congratulations. Your commitment and compassion are commendable. Please join us on stage. Our second honoree tonight is Jason Cheeseman from Tracy Unified School District. The 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of Custodial and Maintenance Services. When you step onto the North School campus, you can see the impact of Jason's work. As a custodian, Jason takes special care to create a clean and welcoming environment. No matter the request, he's always happy to help with a smile on his face. You can also feel his impact. Each morning, Jason takes the time to greet students and families when they step onto the campus, offering high fives to students as he addresses them all by name. He also volunteers to support school dances, the parent club, and so many other events. Jason's genuine care for others and his willingness to go the extra mile have a profound impact on both students and staff. He is a mentor, motivator, and source of support for the entire North School community. Please join me as we watch a video honoring Jason.
Jason Cheeseman wears several hats. He's known as our Utility 2, and a Utility 2 is someone that is in charge of making sure the campus is secure, is in charge of making sure that the campus is well kept, that our bathrooms are stocked, that the floors are clean, that the garbage is put out, that when our kids come to school, it's pristine.
It's not too often in life that you stumble across people who have a very strong work ethic, but also are very kind and compassionate human beings. And honestly, it is rare to find support staff like Jason on a school campus where they feel their priority really is to serve students, families, and their staff. He values the importance of serving our students and their families.
It makes people better around you when they feel comfortable and wanting to do stuff, and that's why students will go out of their way to help Mr. Cheeseman, because they just have a lot of respect for him, and which is not normal in today's society, that students are always going to have the respect for adults that are in their world. He's just an amazing person as far as everything that he does. That's why they're willing to help him. That's why we are too, as teachers.
He knows that there's all these kids that are depending on him. They want to come to school because they do have a nice facility. He's at the gate every morning saying, hey, giving them high fives, knuckles, greeting them. The minute they walk in the gate, they feel safe. He knows that every single person on the campus is super important, that every student, every parent, every community member, the staff members, that they deserve to feel good when they walk onto this campus, and that's just what he does. And it's so natural for him. And I think it's just his lifelong aspiration to do that, whether he's on our campus, whether he's at home, whether he's out and about. He's just a real community person.
One of the things that I've learned from Mr. Cheeseman is to never give up, that you just keep putting forth 100% effort, 105% effort, whatever it takes to get something done. He's just one of those people that will make it happen. An example of that is when he's showing me how many steps he has per day, and it's upwards of almost 25,000 steps. You know that he's moving around and doing stuff. So I think for me, that motivates me to kind of be the type of person that's going to do extra and just be the best that I can be.
I think his biggest motivation is honestly just to be a good person. He always wants to do the right thing. And for him, his motivation is really the kids. Make sure that he accomplishes all of his goals and tasks on those days. And it's really what pushes him to keep on going.
What makes him fun is he's always making jokes, always helping out around. Just being around him is a good mood all the time.
I'll see him every once in a while when I'm walking around campus. He's nice. He buys stickers and passes them out to the students.
He is the nicest person I know in school a lot. He has a very strong heart of kindness.
Tracy Unified School District prides itself on going above and beyond. We want everyone to aspire to be the best they can be. Jason brings that. We want the kids to see that. We want him to be a role model. They see him going above and beyond. They see him always making sure things are where they should be and how they should be. Now they're learning. They want to be Mr. Cheeseman. And before we know it, we have this community of kids that is just so responsible, and they take such pride in what they do. So we want him to go above and beyond because he's teaching our future leaders. And we want them to go above and beyond with whatever they do in life.
What inspires me to do my job is just the kids. I like to make everything easy on everybody, whether it's helping food service or helping the paras, helping supervision. I was raised many hands make a light load. I figure if I help out with everybody, everybody's day is a little bit better. One of the reasons I take pride is a lot of people, it's just a 9-to-5 job, or it's just 8 hours, and they don't interact with the kids. And North is a family. We care, and that's just who I am. I care about everything. It's important to have a professional, friendly face to the public. We might have incidents with something going on around us, and I try and greet everything with a smile and give everyone courtesy and respect that they deserve, and they, in return, give that to me.
Jason, your dedication and positivity make all the difference as you support the success of the students at your school. Please join us on stage. Our third honoree tonight is Jeffrey Irving from Stockton Unified School District. The 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the Food and Nutrition Services category. For an impressive 30 years, Jeffrey has worked as a food service assistant at Franklin High School. During this time, his work has directly impacted thousands upon thousands of students who have sought out the nutritious meals he helps to prepare. Jeffrey has diligently honed his craft to ensure food safety protocols are followed and meals are prepared in the cleanest environment possible. As a constant and friendly presence in the kitchen, he's respected as a leader among his peers, leading not with formal authority, but by example. He's always willing to lend a helping hand when needed, and he does it with a smile. He is admired for his consistent support and commitment to providing the best service possible for students. Please join me as we watch a video honoring Jeffrey.
Jeff is like our ball of sunshine, man. You gotta admire and love a guy who will ride his bike through a literal rainstorm.
I think his best trait is the way he can lift the spirits around campus, because the kids know him, the staff knows him.
Jeff is one that people could look up to see with his good attitude that workplace should be somewhere where you're comfortable, you're kind, so it makes the whole day go by fast, and Jeff does a great job at doing all of that.
Since I've been here, he's always stood out as somebody who's, hello, nice to meet you, and always make sure that you feel seen, I feel like.
My favorite part of the day when I come to work, I'm always looking for it in the morning, having a routine, because I don't like missing days. I believe like this. I'm from the old school, and in the heart. If you're able to do something, you do it.
It's important, definitely, to have a great attitude, because Nobody wants to go where there's somebody who's sour serving you a lunch and making a face at you. So, I mean, it goes with adults and children. And I try to help our crew to understand that because we don't know situations with the children here or, even adults for that matter.
Jeff's really, really big impact as of late because he's been tasked with the salad bar. So one of the cool things that we do now is we have offer versus serve. And so we have like these things you have to give a certain number of components to complete a meal pattern. However, we offer this gigantic salad bar at the end of stuff, which is really great. So there's vegetables and fruits for the kids to pick from. And if you come in, I'm a big believer in color coding. So I started working with Jeff on that, and now Jeff will go out there and he's like, hey, check it out. I'm gonna put the red over here with the yellow, and I wanna put the orange on this side, and we'll put greens over here. And he's like super pumped about it because when he comes in, you can see it when you get the door. So if the salad bar catches your attention, that's like, the kids are gonna grab stuff. And like halfway through lunch, we're reloading things on there, and he's going, all right, this is going good. And he's juiced about that, and that's what you want. You want enthusiasm in what you do. If you're doing it with the purpose, which Jeff, every time he comes to work, he's working with that purpose of, let me give it my best.
He takes pride in what he does, and then he offers them, hey, make sure you get something, or us too that are serving, we tell them to, take something so that they feel welcome to come and get it, yes. And healthy-wise, yes, we serve them the fruits and vegetables. So a lot of times they're skeptical on trying something different, but we encourage them, and Jeff is very good about doing that too. Letting them know what it is, and then it's something new, so try it, and that gets them to keep coming back for more, definitely.
Just yesterday, we had a kid who, for whatever reason, they came in and it was like the passing period, but their lunch is the later lunch. And this kid is like hungry. They're sitting there and they're like, look, I need to eat something. I didn't take my such and such this morning, but the only thing that really helps me is if there's bananas. And so he overhears it, and before I can even look back to ask, he's like already coming back up like, okay, which one do you want? He's got like his whole tray of bananas that we're getting ready to load for the lunch. And she really thought there was gonna be like a fight, like about her getting stuff. And he's like, no, this is what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to help you guys eat and have food, and we have it. It's a banana. If it stays past the weekend, it's not gonna do anybody any good unless you're baking bread. And he gets it. He gets that the overall purpose of what we're doing is to serve the needs of these kids within our nutritional guidelines, and to also give them an environment that makes them feel really warm, welcome, and want to come back, because that's who we're supposed to be.
At the end of my career, I hope they say that he was a good person. He always cared about people, and they would follow footsteps.
Jeffrey, you are an invaluable member of the Franklin High School team. Please join us on stage.
Our fourth honoree tonight is Renee Villarreal from the San Joaquin County Office of Education, the 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the Health and Student Services category. Renee is a student services technician here at San Joaquin County Office of Education. With an unyielding optimism, she is committed to her work to support students in our county-operated schools and program. She is a go-to resource for her peers, teachers, and administrators, as well as our district and community partners. Because she commits herself to finding the answer, she is always happy and willing to help, whether that is with truancy sweeps, chaperoning quest trips, or taking the extra step to personally connect students and families to the needed services and resources. Renee's colleagues share that she is the epitome of the concept of the one program, that each individual is important and can make a difference in the world. And when individuals join together and work as one, miracles can happen. Please join me as we watch a video honoring Renee.
And then you'll have and any career that I've had, all kind of centered around basically helping people. It's kind of helped me really grow and learn our program. And for me, with our families and our students, that's what drives me to want to continue. The more I learn and grow, the more I can help them.
Renee works in student services in county operated schools and programs, and we are a fast-paced office. Every day is different. I never know what's gonna happen. Thank goodness Renee is always just rolling with whatever might come her way, and she's quick to use her peers as resources for when she really does have to get something done and she can't because we've pulled her to do something else.
She wants to master all of the systems that she's, I say, burdened with. Renee approaches everything with a smile. She's always curious, extremely competent, and nose down and gonna go figure something out. Be that resource, provide that service.
She believes in serving our youth, and she's passionate about serving our youth. And so when she takes on any task or she interacts with a family, with a student, it's not just, okay, I'm gonna process your paperwork, we're gonna get you enrolled in school. It's, how can I help you? How can I make your day better? How can I make this school year better? We all come to work because we need a job, we need a paycheck, but we don't all have to work in education. And I think it's important for those of us that work in education to believe in helping our students and believe in what education can do for a student and how it can change someone's life. And we serve in COST the neediest students in San Joaquin County, the most fragile situations. And Renee, in particular, works with students who are not only expelled or on probation or starved to the one program, but are also special ed, who are also runaways, who have custody issues, and those are the things that she specializes in. So her heart, her care for that situation for those students is more than just, I'm coming to work and I'm gonna do my job.
I believe that one of the biggest impacts that Renee makes on people that she interacts with, whether you are someone she's never met before or maybe someone she's worked with for years, everybody is different, right? And she adjusts and she adapts to who she's working with to make them feel the way they need to be feeling. As an administrator, it's important to have Renee on my team and a person like Renee on my team because she's very passionate about the work that we do and the students and families that we serve. If I give her a task that she's never done before, she will take it on with a smile and say, okay, when do you want me there and who do I need to bring with me? Or, she is ready to go even if she's never done it before. I love her attitude, I love her positivity, and that rubs off on her peers, on me when I'm feeling down. If she's up, I'm up. That makes a valuable team member.
As a parent, we're strong. We've got to be strong for our children. And that's just kind of how I've been and how I was raised in my work environment, especially if I need to be strong for a student or a staff member. I really want to lead by example in that way and show that we can have heart, but we still want to be able to provide our service and make a difference. The work is not for everybody, and it is hard, it is emotional, it is trying, but I love my job. To me, it's not a job, and I feel lucky. Honestly, I feel lucky to be able to be a piece of helping our families and our students. We're a piece of the puzzle, and we may never see the outcome of what happens with that student and what they become after they leave us, but we just can be happy that we gave something at least to them while they were here. And I've held on to that to be able to keep me in a place of okay, I can't expect that I'm gonna know everything, that I'm gonna fix everything, but at least I can try to do what I can when they're here.
Renee, we are so fortunate to have such a positive and service-oriented professional at SJCOE. Please join us on stage. Our fifth honoree tonight is Sherry Hurd from Jefferson Elementary School District, the 2024 San Joaquin Classified Employee of the Year in the paraprofessional category. As a special day class paraprofessional at Jefferson School, she has spent the past 15 years supporting teachers and students with mild to moderate needs in the special education classroom. Her organization, compassion, and dedication to her work have made her a vital part of the school community. Beyond preparing materials needed to deliver quality instruction, she volunteers her time to enrich student learning by accompanying her students on science camp and graduation trips, and has even coached school sports teams. Sherry has a talent for building strong relationships, making her a trusted and beloved figure among students, parents, and staff alike. Her colleagues even joke that everyone is Sherry's neighbor because she knows everyone. Her empathy and dedication are recognized on campus, and her colleagues all know that in times of need, Sherry will be there. Please join me as we watch a video honoring Sherry.
Sherry's average day. She starts her day early in the morning. I get here usually before most, and she's here already getting transportation ready because she transports our special education students. Then she gets here and she basically has enough time to say hello to the front office, which she does every day, and go to class. She's in class then for the rest of the day, and then again for the end of the day she transports students. So I mean, she's pretty much nonstop from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. There's been times where we couldn't get a sub right away for a class, and she's just raising her hand like, I got this, I'll take care of it, and we're filling in where we can. And just to know that there's a staff member out there that will do whatever we need for Jefferson. Like I said, she truly puts her classroom first and those kids, but she'll do whatever it takes, and it's great to have that as a principal.
One of the things that really makes Sherry stand out is her desire to keep learning and keep improving her own skills and her own knowledge. She always is looking for that new thing she's gonna learn, and she has that same excitement that kids do when they learn something new. The last few days, she's actually been out of class learning to drive the school buses. She's spent a few years now driving a school van, and that was challenging for her because she puts in a full day with me, and then she's there in the early morning and the late afternoon driving the van, and now the bus. And she was so excited and so intimidated at the same time. And we kept joking that she had to warn us when she was gonna be on the road so we would know to hide. But she said it's going great and she's having a good time. And I think part of why the district wanted her to learn this is because they know that she's always there, and they know she's dependable, and they know that she'll always go that extra mile. So, no one better to learn to drive the kids around and be ready to step in when help is needed.
I've always liked her energy and the way she likes to help everyone. She'll step in where needed. And I have kind of modeled myself being a para from what I've learned from her. Because, she's so great at her job. It's just, I'm lucky I get to watch her work with the students every day.
She understands the kids. She knows what to do with them. Sometimes, Miss Scott, the teacher, sometimes she has to step out or whatever, and she takes over. She just does it. She just, whatever it needs to be done for the school, for the kids, she'll say yes. She won't say no. Every summer, she doesn't hesitate not to do summer school, because those kids that are going to summer school are the same students as she have throughout the year. Without a question, you don't even have to ask her. She'll do summer school just to be with those kids, just to help them out.
It says a lot that she spends so much time on this job when she is so dedicated to her family, because that's never easy to find that balance. I don't know how she's able to do everything she does, and I'm sure we don't tell her as often as we should, but I don't think anybody would want to try to do our jobs on this campus without her.
I never thought I would be teaching students. This was not a career choice growing up. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought I would be here, you know, and especially with special needs students. It has taught me that there are so many challenges in life and that we're just so blessed for what we have, and to appreciate day-to-day life and to be able to help them and to see where they end up is just amazing.
I feel like I'm very confident at reading, and she helped me a lot. And I feel like I'm gonna do a lot better in high school because she helped me write up as well. So I'm excited.
I've never seen someone like as passionate as her to be in school.
I want to thank her to being the good teacher and the nice teacher. And I want to thank her to being here with me since 2 years. She was like better at me. And when I get to like freshman year, I might not gonna see her again. So I want to thank her. And normally I do is fist bumps. So I want to give her like, you know, a final fist bump before I go to high school. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for being the best teacher of all.
Sherry, you are a light in the Jefferson School community. Please join us on stage. Our sixth honoree tonight is Lorena Casillas from Stockton Unified School District, the 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of Security Services. As a campus security assist at McKinley Elementary School, Lorena is the first person to greet students in the early morning programs. She is a warm presence on campus, greeting students by name as she works to ensure the campus is secure and students are in their classes. Her care for students is unquestionable. She regularly goes above and beyond to support them, whether through advocating for more playground equipment or helping students work through their flashcards. She is also dependable. Staff and teachers know they can call Lorena at any time they ever need support. Lorena is committed to supporting the surrounding community in which she also lives. She regularly volunteers to set up and serve at the school's bi-monthly community food distribution. She also assists with several of the parent-teacher organizations, and many of them take place after hours. Please join me in watching a video honoring Lorena.
Lorena, she's a yard duty, and she also feels like my second mom because she likes helping me, and we're in the morning program. She always gives me like SOAR tickets because I help her and stuff like that. Like I help her around, like doing making sure everybody's here and calculating how many students are here and stuff like that.
Lorena's a good person. She's a good woman because sometimes like I do something and she said like, pick it up, and I throw it in trash and just sit back down.
She's just kind and everything. She helps like students, even though like they might be in trouble and stuff like that. She doesn't be like disrespectful when she's telling them. She always says it in a kind way.
She makes it feel like the students are important, and the security that they see that she gives them makes them, I feel like more like they like that she's around them.
She always asks people how they're feeling, how they're doing, and, you know, she'll make sure a person is okay if they don't look okay. To go to a person if she sees them quiet and just sitting there to go up to them and try to get them to get up. And, you know, like the students, if you see a student sitting there, she'll walk up to the student and ask them how they're doing or take them for a walk.
I grade as students as are coming because you don't know what's going on in their lives and their houses. So if they feel that they're welcome in school, they will be here. So I'm ready for them. Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Come back, I'll help you.
She connects with the little kids to make sure they can be in class with their teachers. So she does a lot of that. She does a lot of taking care of the little ones. That's where she gets her patience from.
My favorite part of the day is to work with the kindergartens. They motivate me because they're little. They ask you so many questions that I think that probably I did not have the answers, but I'll look for an answer for them.
She does campus tours for any new student who comes. Even if our principal is doing the tour, Lorena is right there with them to make sure that they know exactly where to go. She is very, she does her best to make sure that not only the student feels welcome to McKinley, but that the parent is comfortable knowing that their student is going to be taken care of, because it's very daunting to come to a new campus, even for a parent. You know, you don't know the school, you're brand new. You want to make sure that your child's being taken care of, and Lorena does everything in her capacity to make sure that not only the student feels safe and knows where they need to go or what they need to do, but that the parent knows, hey, I'm going to take care of your kid.
So what I like to connect with the families because I want them to feel welcome, because when I get here, this is not my country, because I used to live in LA. When I move here, I see that this is something that I didn't expect it. So when I see all families that are coming from different places, I'll like, hey, you're welcome, welcome. I'll explain everything, the things that they're going on and whatever, and anything, ask me, or I go look for things, and that's what I make sure that they're welcoming in here.
She is kind of the glue on campus. I think for the students, it's important that she's here because they see her as someone that cares about them, someone that they can go to if they're having a problem, someone that they enjoy interacting with. I mean, I see students in preschool all the way up to 8th graders who make sure they go to Lorena, they talk to her, they're giving her snacks, and they're taking care of her.
I feel like she does more than what she is really kind of supposed to do. And because without her, I feel like sometimes people could be at a loss because she's here every day.
She is a huge part of McKinley. She is definitely part of the heart and soul here. She makes sure that everything that she does with our McKinley family in mind. And that's why it's so important for her to be here. She is the beating heart of this place.
Lorena, your colleagues at McKinley Elementary School see you and appreciate what you do every day to keep the school running safely and smoothly. Please join us on stage.
Our 7th honoree tonight is Michael Lear from Manteca Unified School District, the 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of Skilled Trades. Michael is a construction and energy technician for the Manteca Unified School District. His exceptional project management and communication skills played a crucial role in the successful modernization of several schools in the districts, all of which were completed on time, within budget, and with minimal disruption to the learning environment. While working on large projects like these, he always takes the time to welcome ideas from his core planning team. He also educates students and staff about his work, taking the time to answer questions about construction, contractors, and equipment on campus. Michael's colleagues and school administrators are appreciative of his leadership and commitment to do the best job possible. They often specifically ask to work with him because they know he is organized, thorough, and will take the time to advocate for their ideas. Please join me in watching a video honoring Michael.
One of the really strong traits that Mike has is that he comes from a construction background. He worked for an HVAC company, so he has a real strong background mechanically when it comes to that.
So right now, Mike's managing our HVAC replacement project throughout the district, and it's over 500 units of HVAC replacement across 2/3 of our schools. It's a massive effort. He has a background in HVAC. It's his career, and that knowledge base and that skill is extremely valuable, and without Mike, that project would be very challenging for the district to manage, and it's absolutely 100% his skill that adds value to that project.
So usually the biggest challenge that I encounter in my work is for the different projects is keeping things on task, keeping things everybody's eye on the ball. It's easy to get hauled off into the weeds and cause delays and that kind of thing. So a big challenge is just to try to herd these cats and drive that to keep moving forward.
He just has a good blend of knowing all of the different parts and pieces that come with a construction site at a school, whether it's elementary school, high school, or even like the district office here. He'll pay attention to the schedule, how that impacts support staff. He'll pay attention to the logistical plan and pathways of how the students are going to get around to the cafeteria from that classroom. Or he just has a good way about that. And then he also is able to run a construction meeting, which can be difficult with design professionals and contractors and inspectors and all that kind of thing. So just a really good blend that he brings to the table.
It's very important to have a person like Mike working here in the district and in the facilities and operations realm, because there's a calmness, there's a seriousness, a calmness. As I said previously, there's some levity to what he does because you got to have a little fun at work, but he's also, when things go south, Mike's there, he's handling it, and you always want to stay in front of that, right? Because of the challenges that may come from a job day to day, hitting a gas line, hitting a water line, sewer lines, whatever it may be that would impact that site. Having a man like Mike that's going to come in, go right after it, explain to everybody at the site what's going on, get the contractor moving on the repairs ASAP or maintenance involved. It's a total attribute to have a man like him there, because he really does take those tasks very seriously.
I think the thing that Mike has taught us in my time working with him is just not to take yourself too seriously. I think that really brings like that disarming element to an interaction. It just immediately takes away the I have to be right, or I have to be in charge, or I have to be in control. And he's kind of shown us that is a great way to ultimately meet your goals. You know, if your goal is to communicate some difficult information, not taking yourself too seriously as you do that, not making it be about you, it's just about that. I mean, he's really, not that we didn't maybe know that already, but he's really exuded a really good way to do that, to just say, hey, you know what, we're here, we have a job to do. At the end of the day, this isn't going to be easy for either of us, but we got to get through it together. And he's not afraid to take a little bit of slings and arrows to just kind of get through a difficult process.
So I hope at the end of my career that people say that I cared about others, that I was working to make life better for others.
Mike connects with his colleagues a lot of times with music we've never heard of. So he will be telling a story, or be talking about something for work, and he'll go, that reminds me of a song. And then he'll play that song for us, and no one has ever heard of the person who sang that song or the song, but it's amusing in some way, and usually it's a funny song, or it's kind of a weird song, and so we all kind of get a chuckle out of that.
It's great that I'm so much older than them, because then I can say, well, back when I was a kid, or whatever, and kind of relate to what they're talking about.
I'm kind of an old soul, so it's not necessarily one song. It's me and him knowing all the old songs.
They probably told you about his ability to bring up a historic song that nobody's ever heard of. But that's fun. That's fun. We razz him a little bit, but absolutely very personable, easy to get along with, treats everyone with respect.
Michael, you are the kind of person that anyone would want on their team. Please never stop sharing your music. A few of us this morning were talking, and we were wondering what your walk-up song would be. Now, we can't play it because of copyright infringement, and you do not want me to sing it. But I want you to think of this song while you're walking up to the stage, and we chose The Best by Tina Turner because you are simply the best. Please join us on stage. Our 8th honoree tonight is Fabian Moreno from the San Joaquin County Office of Education, the 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of Technical Services. Fabian has served as a hardware support technician here at the San Joaquin County Office of Education for 25 years. He is consistently hardworking and collaborative person who ensures every job is completed in a manner that goes above and beyond expectations. His work ethic and professionalism are contagious to his team. Fabian is also generous, volunteering his time to support naturalists at our SJCOE Sky Mountain Outdoor Education Center, chaperone student trips in the ONE program, and more. Selflessness is a way of life for Fabian, both inside and outside of his role. In 2015, he didn't think twice about pulling over at a scene of a car crash to quite literally save a man who was caught in a burning vehicle. His colleagues are proud that this is the type of employee they get to work alongside each day. Please join me in watching this video honoring Fabian.
Fabian is the type of person that is a very selfless person. He will actually avoid praise. He doesn't want to be paraded. He's not doing a task because he wants someone to notice. It's because his person wants to get that job done and he wants to see the best for others. And whenever you see somebody like that and they do it effortlessly, I always walk away thinking, I want to be like that person.
It's important to have people like Fabian work for SJCOE and our department because they form the foundation that others can sit on. He's got the experience needed to do the job that he does, and he does it extremely well.
To work alongside Fabian is very natural. It just feels like he gets his work done, he knows what he needs to do, he comes to you when he needs you, otherwise he's very independent, and he's just, if you need him, he's there. If there's a task that you give him, it gets done. Or if there's a project that he's a part of, there's no follow-up that we have to do, we just know he's gonna take it over the goal line.
Something that I've learned from Fabian is that you gotta have patience and kind of take that deep breath before you go and take care of the things that you do.
So this might sound silly, but my favorite moment working with Fabian is when he brings in his salsa. It's incredible. Oh, it's the perfect blend. It's not too spicy, it's not too hot. It's just awesome, and the entire department loves it.
I think that aspect of him sharing that is a way that he can share a part of who he is, the things that he enjoys, the things that Fabian likes, and bring it into the department. And then everybody's loving it, everybody's enjoying it, and then he's able to get the enjoyment that people are coming to him like, man, that salsa is amazing. But he's not standing there by the chips going, you like my salsa? He's kind of basking in that, people like my salsa.
He's always been so calming. I've never had him be upset about something, to come back and be mad that something didn't work out for him.
Fabian brings stability. That stability is one of those things that when you have it, you can take it for granted. And he brings that because he's steadfast. He's going to be there. It's rare if he's missing a day of work. He's that type of person that's in the background, but you know that person in the background is going to be taking care of business. And it doesn't matter what it is. And that stability is one of those things that you cannot manufacture. Either somebody understands it and has it, or they don't. And Fabian has that.
Favorite part about my job is interacting with the different users that I support here at the county office, going out to the field and meeting people and helping them out with however I can with their problem. I enjoy cooking, barbecuing, and I also enjoy sharing it with whoever it is, my family, my neighbors, my coworkers. People love the salsa. This is all thanks to my wife and my sisters who helped me develop the recipe and over time and perfect it. So I enjoy sharing. I enjoy eating too. I like the feeling of being able to help and the gratitude that people have, our end users, to acknowledge that, hey, you solved my problem. I couldn't have done it without you. You really saved me because you helped me fix this problem, or you saved a file that I had lost. And that to me brings personal satisfaction that it's like, hey, I'm here to do a job and I go the extra mile to do the best that I can.
Now, Fabian, just for the record, we love a good, well-balanced salsa. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and Peter, okay? Fabian, you are the epitome of what it means to be selfless. We are so fortunate to have you here at SJCOE. Please join us on stage. Our ninth honoree tonight is Trisha Johnston from the Linden Unified School District. The 2024 San Joaquin County Classified Employee of the Year in the category of transportation. Trisha is a second-generation bus driver at the Linden Unified School District. Each school day, she greets hundreds of students with a smile, a word of encouragement, and an "I'm glad to see you." Her compassionate nature drives her to take time to build strong and lasting connections with students, often those who need an adult the most. If her warmth alone wasn't enough to make both students and staff want to be around her, her fun-loving spirit would do the trick. She decorates her bus for holidays and different school activities, showing just how committed she is to creating a welcoming environment. Trisha is a model for students and staff, exemplifying what it is and what it means to lead with the heart. Her devotion to work is evident in every interaction she has. She is positive, proactive, and above all, passionate about impacting students' lives. Please join me in watching the video honoring Trisha.
A school bus driver not only is the first person that the kids see in the morning and the last person they see in the afternoon, but they're a professional driver. So as a school bus driver in Linden Unified, there's a level of professionalism that gets raised because we are on very busy roads and highways.
Miss Trish is passionate about what she does. Everything she does. It's not simple. It's always a big thing for her. If it's snacks, it's a big snack. If it's soda, it's a big soda. It's a 2-liter, not a 1 liter, She does everything big.
She's genuinely cares for every person that she comes across. The kids are her number one priority at whatever the cost to her. If it's, I'm gonna spend an extra half an hour today and make sure that this is done so that we don't have a problem tomorrow, or I need to give you just a little more information because I don't want any confusion. She's very concerned with making sure that their best interest is taken care of first.
As my mother always said, you are the person they see that's not their parents, their father, their mother, their grandparent, whoever's raising them. You are the one that they see when they leave their security of home, or if they don't have that security at home. You are their bright spot in the day. When they get on that bus, I always greet them. Good morning. If I know their name, then I say their name. How are you? Did you get your lunch? Do you remember your backpack? We're gonna have a great day. I want them to know that I see you as a person. I see you as an individual. Everybody has different morning procedures or schedules, but they get on the bus and they're happy to see me.
Well, it's huge when they have that connection with the kids and they can relate and they care enough to ask the questions and do their job to the level that she does it.
I think the kids do trust going to Miss Trish, not only because she does her job well, but because of her personality and the way she takes the time to build a rapport with staff and students and coworkers that if you need me, I'm there.
She's connecting with people, and you see that it's genuine. It's coming from the heart. You see that through, hey, can I help you? Good morning, kiddo. I've had the privilege of riding on the bus with Trish, and I watched it firsthand. Good morning, kiddo. Have a good day. And it's every kid as they're getting off the bus. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. It's every kid when they're getting on the bus. Good morning. Don't forget to put on your seatbelt. Have a great day. And you see it in the afternoons as well. So she's genuinely connecting from the heart with people. In the bus yard, hey, can I help you out with that? She's genuinely connecting with people each and every single day.
All eyes are on her as far as a bus driver. The parents, the students, the teachers, that impact, that ability to have your child drive away and feel like my child's good. My child's gonna be okay. My kids are gonna come to school all excited because Miss Trish, they were on Miss Trish's bus. And, again, that just lights them up. And they're ready, ready to go to the next stage in their day. And it starts with her.
I think Miss Trish is so important to this district or transportation department, but the district as a whole, because she is a true leader. She's natural with it. She doesn't have to force it, doesn't have to pretend to be it. She's a natural leader. And she's doing it with the kids in the morning. She's doing it with the kids in the afternoon. She's doing it on the bus yard. She's doing it with her interaction with the different school sites. She's an example to so many people on so many different levels. And that's valuable.
Thank you, Tricia, for your service to every student who has crossed your path. Please join us on stage.
At this time, we are excited to announce the School Counselor of the Year category. The honoree will receive $500 from our sponsor, Self-Help Federal Credit Union. This award recognizes the invaluable contributions and impact of school counselors on students' lives and the educational community as a whole. The award is a recognition and appreciation for the unique skills, expertise, and dedication that school counselors bring to the educational landscape. I am excited to announce that the 2024 San Joaquin County School Counselor of the Year is Jordan Blevins from the Stockton Unified School District. Jordan is an exemplar of excellence in school counseling. She has a remarkable ability to engage and inspire students in every aspect of her work, whether through teaching, advising, or helping students along their path to becoming college and career ready. Her passion for using data-driven strategies to improve counseling programs was instrumental in innovating programs across the district, and even earned her former school recognition as an AXA model program. Jordan is committed to strengthening the school counseling profession. She does this by consistently contributing to the field through published works, teaching graduate-level college courses, presenting at conferences, and serving on professional committees and boards. Students for generations to come will benefit from her dedication to her profession. She is truly a leader, mentor, and champion for students, staff, and peers alike. Please join me as we watch a video honoring Jordan.
Jordan is always encouraging to everybody. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen her be upset or mad or get frustrated over it. I've seen her get frustrated, but as in like a person who just is constantly looking for something positive, even if it's just 2 seconds to vent and then how do I fix this? That's just how she is. She just is constantly wanting to help people, and that's just what the kids see when, they have her as a counselor.
It's so important for the kids to know there's someone on campus that sees them as their whole self, and it can really embrace how they start their journey, how they end their journey, and that she can see the whole picture.
As a high schooler, you have a lot on your shoulders, your classes as well, but thinking about your future, it always helps to have someone to support you, especially someone like Miss Blevins. She's super supportive and always answers our questions. It makes you feel at ease that, there's someone there to help you, that you don't have to feel as lost.
We really are that central support person for students, staff, parents. We're here for everybody. I think it's just so important that every student everywhere has access to a school counselor at every grade level, because everybody needs help.
Whether you are in a small town or a large district like Stockton or a city, we are that skilled expertise of supplementing what families are already doing at home, but bringing it on campus. But then also we are that constant person or that person there that does fill that gap for those kiddos that maybe don't have access to a trusted adult. Being that unique person that's able to speak to everyone and reach so many different people and get them the resources that they need.
Anything that they need, she's just there for them. And I know that if my son needs something or any of the other students that I see, whenever they need something, she's able to answer the questions they need. Sometimes I see them a little, upset or something like that. But when they come out, they're satisfied. Like she gave them what they needed to keep going forward. I don't think we'd be able to do it without her. To have somebody like her, I think that we're lucky. We're really, really lucky.
If you ever have any questions about, even if it's not just about school and you just need someone to hear you, because let's say you're having a bad day at school, you can go to her and she'll help you for that.
We need someone that we can talk to, because no one always wants to talk to the principal or talk to their teachers. And I think someone like Miss Jordan, she makes you feel comfortable, and she doesn't make you feel like you're talking to a school counselor. It's like you're talking to a friend. It's like you're talking to someone that you trust. She always keeps her cool. She always wants to help you. She puts her students first. And she's just very passionate about her job.
Sometimes students just want to be heard and they don't necessarily want advice. We're not really, supposed to be giving advice, but I mean, giving guidance is one thing, but sometimes students and teachers just want to be heard. They just want to vent. They just want to get something off their chest and just have somebody be there, taking it in, listening. Something that I've learned is just to embrace the silence, let them work through something, and just be there and not necessarily try to fix things all the time. My biggest priority right now, helping our students feel safe and loved, and their mental health is a big priority, because I feel like if their mental health is deteriorating, their academics deteriorate, their goals for their future they feel farther away. And so really the mental health of our students is kind of that foundation that if they believe in themselves and if they believe that they can do something, carries over into the other aspects of their lives.
She not only is a school counselor, but she's also a mentor to some of our younger school counselors. She's definitely one that we connect with when we have a brand new counselor, we'll connect them together. But she's also very committed outside of work in her professional development. She is committed and always, striving to be the next best thing in school counseling.
At the end of my career, I hope they say that I was there, that I made them feel safe, and whether that's a student or a fellow counselor, I want them to feel supported, and I want them to know that I care about them, and I want them to feel loved ultimately. If I'm the only person that has shown them kindness or love in a day, I want to be that person for them, and I want them to remember how I made them feel, and I hope it was a positive way.
Jordan, your commitment to your work and bettering the lives of students will have a lasting impact on students not only in our region, but across our nation. Please join us on stage. Okay, now on to the 2024 San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year finalists. Since 1972, California and the San Joaquin County Office of Education have recognized outstanding teachers for their dedication and commitment. Tonight, we have 5 finalists, and one will be named the 49th San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year. Each Teacher of the Year finalist will receive $500 from our sponsor. The Teacher of the Year winner, who will be announced at the end of our program, will win $1,000. So finalists, this is important. One of you will have the winning check. Therefore, please do not open your envelopes when you return to your seats. Okay? We'll be watching you. Our Assistant Superintendent for County-Operated Schools and Programs, Melanie Green, and our Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services, Jane Chamberlain, will introduce our 2024 Teacher of the Year finalists. So let's begin.
Julie Cornelia is our first Teacher of the Year finalist from Lodi Middle School and Lodi Unified School District. Julie has been a teacher for 31 years. In her role as a special education teacher for 7th and 8th graders at Lodi Middle School, she brings creativity, passion, and devotion that engages her students. Julie seizes opportunities to make academic concepts relatable to her students' lives. For example, she regularly leads her class to collect recyclable bottles and cans from classrooms across campus. The collection is donated to a local church building wells in Africa. She is a leader who has helped shape the positive relationships Lodi Middle School makes with its community. A former collegiate athlete herself, Julie helped create a girls' volleyball club at the school. Julie shares her knowledge and experience with her colleagues and has gained the trust and respect of all who work with her. Please join me as we watch a video about Julie.
Julie is considered a campus icon because, number one, she has been here for a long time. She's a leader on this campus. When students come back, that kind of tells you what kind of teacher she is. She's started so many programs here and done it very successfully, from the things that you see in her classroom, like her iconic coffee program, the recycling. She's very giving with her time. She wants to always do stuff for the good of the kids.
They know that she cares about them, and you can feel that. She has a very calming demeanor. She has a very huge smile, and when she smiles, you can see kids light up like she smiles.
In the classroom, you have to individualize and differentiate the instruction to meet the individual needs of the students. And in the classroom that she has, you're going to have varying degrees of need. She really effectively differentiates and modifies the grade level curriculum for each of her students so that each of them, based on their individual needs, is able to get access and support in the way that they need it individually.
When you don't teach special ed, you don't see that world. When you have 11 students and they're each working on different lessons, that can get chaotic and crazy in itself. It's like she's a fine performer, juggling 15 things all at once, and it's spectacular to watch. She unlocks things in her kids that are amazing, whether it's behavior challenges that they're struggling with or whether academic. She treats them all uniquely.
To teach a student who can't hear and doesn't speak, to teach them to read is really difficult. We started our deaf and hard of hearing group last year. She could have easily said, you know what, let's have one of the other teachers do it. She's the most senior teacher in her department, but she took it on, and she didn't know sign language, but she was going to sign language classes twice a day after school, trying to learn how to sign. I'm amazed at how much she can sign now. I mean, it's just last year and now this year, and she does it with a lot of light in her heart.
She is a special education expert, so she has to help administration and her colleagues understand, okay, here are the things that need to be happening in special education, and here are things that need to be happening in your classroom. She plays an important role kind of as a consultant to help other people know what should be going on, not only in her classroom, but also in general education and other special education classrooms to ensure that best practices are being followed.
I was struggling in 6th grade because I couldn't read big sentences, words. But when I went to Miss Cornelia's class, I learned more. I began to know new words and read different sentences. It feels amazing, and I'm glad having her as a teacher here.
Julie has made an impact with students that we've shared. I actually had a student that started in my general education math class, and the student was struggling. We realized the student needed this full support, and so then she was transferred into Julie's class. I would see the student in line to go into class. She would wave to me like, hey, I'm in the right place now. And Julie just made that student feel so appreciated, so loved, and that she was in the right place.
I have a child also that's special, and when we first got him diagnosed, I had to go to her. You hope that you're a good parent when you're raising your children, but I think she made me realize as a parent with a child that has special needs, just how much love and patience that teachers have for their kids in their classroom. She gave it to all of her kids, but she gave it to me too. That's why she's so special. When you think of a teacher of the year and someone that's involved in so many different aspects, whether it's the school, the community, her own family, other people's families, she's it.
She's Lodi Unified's best kept secret. I have tried to talk her out of teaching for years and say you need to go and spread your knowledge to new teachers, and you need to help these new teachers coming into a difficult profession because you're going to give them the keys to unlock success.
I have thought about going to the district. I've also been recruited to do other things in special education outside of the district, but that's not where I want to be. I want to be in my classroom, making those connections, making my kids know that they're important, and that's my happy place. That makes me cry. It's my happy place. That's what I've always wanted to do, is teach students with exceptional needs.
Julie, you have exhibited an unwavering commitment to special education for more than 3 decades. Please join us on stage. Joanne Tavazia is our second finalist and comes to us from Durham Ferry Academy, part of SJCOE's Venture Academy family of schools. Joanne is an educator with 30 years of experience that spans from an all-girls school in Zimbabwe to a site in a children's shelter in San Joaquin County. She played a pivotal role in the design and implementation of the program at Durham Ferry. Joanne is a master at leading, writing curriculum, greatly contributing to making agriculture a tremendous source for STEM contextual learning. Joanne structures her self-contained classroom of 9th to 12th graders to build personal responsibility and uses the variety in ages to encourage and promote students becoming their best selves. Academically, she creates an effective learning environment for all students through a commitment to inclusivity and differentiated instruction. Joanne understands the underlying developmental needs of students. Whether a student requires additional academic assistance, emotional guidance, or social support, Joanne is there to offer the necessary resources and encouragement. Please join me as we watch this video about Joanne.
If you haven't been out to Durham Ferry, the site is magic. There is such a great alternative environment out there for students to learn and grow and challenge themselves. And the teachers and staff members out there care so deeply. And Joanne is just, in my eyes, just like kind of the foundation of all of that. She's not always focused on being right. That isn't what matters most to her. She just wants to do right by kids. And that is a really inspiring colleague to be around.
Joanne is changing the world because she's impacting students' lives because she cares about them so deeply that she won't let them fail. She puts in all of the time and all the work herself to ensure that they learn what they need so that they're ready for that world that they're going out into when they finish. Durham Ferry is one of the 7 different high school academies that we offer at Venture Academy, and each academy is themed in a way that's intended to meet an interest area for students and intended to increase engagement because she takes students out and they apply what they're learning in the classroom directly to the land.
She cares about her kids, and she's always dedicated to what their interests are and how can she kind of infuse that in the work that they do, because they do a lot of hands-on work there and on their site. She loves what she does. She has a very unique position, and I think that's a huge part of it. You would think every student there has a very independent plan because she treats them in that way, and I think that's kind of a high esteem to her level of dedication.
It's super important to have a teacher like Joanne here to guide us, and like if we need help, we know that Joanne's classroom is right there, and she will never turn us away, and she will always help us to the best of her abilities. On a site like this, she's just the best. She knows everything, and she just helps us guide our way to life. In the classroom, we work our brains. We learn our math, we learn government, and we learn about the world. Outside will help us be ready for the real world, not just getting a job or school, but it helps us branch out.
I love academic learning, and I think the kids need it. It's what prepares them for, life after school. But academic learning is not the only kind of learning. Use it to solve problems in the real world, because that's where it really matters. In a book, it doesn't matter. Where it matters is when you process it and figure out how to actually use it somewhere. So the goal of that applied learning is to make sure that they can use it. I also think that there's value in kids developing a strong work ethic, a strong sense of character and integrity. And I think that a lot of that happens not inside the four, traditional walls of a classroom, but it happens sometimes in just like the interacting with each other and the building relationships. It's developing a whole person, it's education is not just learning from books. It's learning how to become and who you want to become.
I think the school is a perfect mixture of both working with your hands and working in the classroom. Because we learn math, and we learn government, and we learn English just like everyone else. But we also learn how to use our hands, how to work hard.
It's important to have Joanne on the site because she brings optimism everywhere she goes. Like, she just wants to drive you to a better future and the school to a better future in general.
Everything that she does, she's thinking about their academic development, but also their social development and their behavioral development. And she establishes that inspiration almost right away with everybody. Her kids, it's obviously trust her.
For me, the biggest thing is relationships. I've found that for the most part, students will do just about anything if they feel valued and cared for. I got into teaching because I wanted students to feel valued, and I wanted to impact their lives and know that they had a place in the world and that they mattered. And I think that my biggest accomplishment is that I've managed to do that for a lot of kids. That's the biggest privilege of teaching. I couldn't ask for a better position or a better privilege. It's a really special thing that I get to do with kids. I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Thank you, Joanne. You truly focus on the whole child, acknowledging that a student's educational journey is intertwined with their emotional and social development. Please join us on stage.
Thank you, Melanie, and congratulations, Joanne. You are truly a source of strength and pride for your school. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am dying to find out who gets that $500,000 check. So we have 3 more nominees to go. I did ask Janine if I could tease her before I said that. Maria Ravello is our 3rd finalist for Teacher of the Year from Mossdale Elementary School in the Manteca Unified School District. A 7th grade teacher at Mossdale Elementary School, Maria Ravello has cultivated a quiet yet powerful demeanor in her over 30 years in education. Students and colleagues alike listen to her, learn, and are inspired. Maria is herself a product of Manteca Unified School District. Attending both Lathrop Elementary and East Union High School, she began her education while living in the migrant camps in French Camp and had worked in the fields as young as 12. When she graduated from the University of the Pacific, she was the first person in her family to attend college and obtain a degree. Maria is a large part of the backbone of Mossdale and is a valuable part of the school's climate and culture. She serves in countless leadership and mentorship roles, and she remains on the cutting edge of her craft. Please join me as we watch a video about Maria.
Mrs. Ravello is someone who is extremely dedicated to her teaching profession. She's been doing it for many, many years, multiple decades now, but having watched her over the last couple of years, she remains at the cutting edge of her craft. She's not afraid to try new things. She stays current with the newest theories and pedagogies that are out there. Being in her classroom and observing her, she's always willing to think outside of the box and implement or try new things, even at the risk of failure, which I think speaks to her character and who she is as an educator. Not everything's gonna come across great, but she's willing to try, and if it works, she'll change it, adapt it, manipulate it for the betterment of her students.
Mrs. Ravello is a very passionate, very humble, very unassuming person who doesn't do anything for any kind of accolades or anything. She wants to do her job and do the best she can to help everybody that she can. She spends a lot of extra time on the weekends trying to find things to help the students learn so that they can accomplish anything they want to accomplish in her class. It's very important to her. I know she speaks about it to me a lot just because it is that important for her.
She instills a lot of values as a student, as a person, as a teenager growing up. She instills a lot of good values in them. So she just doesn't really just teach all the curriculum. She teaches manners, behaviorism, how to treat one another, how to interact with the students, how students interact with each other. So she teaches a lot more than just teaching out of the math book. She teaches a lot more that will take them a long way in life and be a positive person in society.
Mrs. Ravello, in my opinion, is someone who sees kids or students for who they really are. She doesn't pass judgment on what they may look like, how they're dressed, whether they have a strong personality or a meek personality. She sees them as people, as humans. And I think, my opinion is that she views her job as teaching people. The content that she teaches is secondary. So she uses math or other content that she might be teaching for the day as a vehicle to teach kids. But at the end of the day, it's for her, I don't think it's about teaching math. I think it's about teaching kids how to be quality humans and contributors to society. For me, I think that Mrs. Ravello is someone who, if you were to go in and watch her teach, she is a warm demander in education speak. Someone who, although she might not possess the loudest voice in the room, does ultimately command the highest levels of respect because how she treats kids, how she interacts with them, and quite frankly, how much she loves them.
She considers her students her children. So she's very dedicated. She's able to reach all of her students. None of her students are left behind. She's a very dedicated teacher. She's concerned on why her students might not be learning. She finds a different teaching strategy to try to reach each individual student.
She's very understanding and she really knows what she's talking about, so she can go deeper into his perspective, and she likes to teach us her own ways too, so we have multiple methods and multiple visions of the problems that we have been given.
Math basically is something that students struggle with, and you need to see different ways that you can introduce that subject. I usually start with my essential question, our objective essential question. What are we trying to do in the classroom? What are we trying to figure out? Okay? How do we use this in other situations? Not just get to steps, and that's it. Oh, the answer. Don't worry about this getting your answer. You know, show me how this applies to your life. That's one of the things that I think my students kind of feel more of a freedom in my class, where it's not just what the answer is, but how do we get to find the answer and using it within ourselves as well.
Thank you, Maria, for your love of education and a life dedicated to service. Please join us on stage. San Juana Rosales is our 4th Teacher of the Year. It's our 4th Teacher of the Year finalist from Monte Vista Middle School in the Tracy Unified School District. With 9 years in the teaching profession, San Juana currently co-teaches in an inclusion class in her school. She uses a wide variety of instructional strategies matched to her students' learning needs. By promoting critical thinking through inquiry, problem solving, and reflection, she also encourages students to develop and have confidence in their own ability to think independently and with others. Her devotion to students at her school goes beyond her classroom. She is an advocate for those with special needs, and she looks for ways to make sure all students feel included and are placed in the least restrictive environment. As a lifelong learner, San Juana engages in professional learning to be the best teacher possible for her students. She both learns from and supports her colleagues. She is the first to jump in when any teacher needs assistance. Please join me in watching this video about San Juana.
Giving to others is what she bases her entire life on. Giving to the students, first of all, and of course her family, and giving back to the school, and that's her thing. She gives to everyone else. The only fault she has is that she tries to help too much. That's her only fault. She tries to do too much. Sometimes she'll try to help me. I'll say, it's okay. I can do this one on my own. So she's just the most giving person I've ever known.
Ms. Rosales is the best teacher ever.
When I first got to Monte Vista, I stopped by her classroom. And she had student work already up on the wall. It was like the end of the first week of school. And she showed me the student work and she was talking about it and her whole face was beaming. I could see that on her face. Just these assignments were all about the kids and she was just so honored to show that work to me. So why does she do what she does? I think because she loves making a difference in those students' lives. Not all of our students necessarily have that presence at home that they need to know that they are loved, can be successful, and she provides a lot of that, missing reassurance for the students.
We don't have SDC anymore. We run an inclusion program. When we piloted it, I asked for volunteers, and she absolutely wanted to do this and volunteered right away. She has always felt that our SPED students, they're all of our students, and if we could include them and integrate them into Gen Ed, she was very much a proponent of that, and she just jumped at the chance to pilot it, to be the first to do it. And we never looked back. We've never gone back to separating our special ed students into separate classes. All of our students now are integrated into our Gen Ed sections. And the difference in test scores, the difference in our promotion rate for our 8th grade students going into high school is huge. She is changing lives every day. I mean, imagine the opportunities you're creating. She's creating.
We had a student that was in another class that the teacher in that class said, maybe this person should be in this inclusion class because of their needs. And so we both had to do several meetings and phone calls and all these things to get that done. And she never quit on this kid. She never quit. She said, he needs to be in this. He's failing his classes. So through all that work, she was able to get him in. He's in our class. And now he went from having straight Fs just in December to now I think he scored one of the highest in our math and has no Fs. So he is actually doing the work, doing the learning, and demonstrating that. And that is just because of San's diligence at making sure he gets in the right environment. And that's just one kid. She's done that for several of my students.
When I came from school, I had bad grades. And when I went to Ms. Rosales' room, I started getting grades. She started helping me, started getting my grades up. I'm grateful a lot for her. She helped me. I feel like I progressed a lot.
She'll always be there to help you. She would never say, no, I won't help you. I feel like if she's there, you'll feel more confident by asking her to do something, because she'll come over and she'll sit there no matter how long it takes her. She'll sit, she'll help you, she'll talk to you, she'll take out the whiteboard. She'll do everything that she can do.
I love my colleagues. I love my students. I love my job. I do. I love being here with people. I know I'm the corny person that says, good morning to everybody, or like happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. I'm that corny person, but I love it. I love that we can make a difference in other people's lives. I look at it as you have to get up and really, it's yourself. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love life, and you have to love yourself to do it.
She notices kids, and she looks at data a lot, and she knows when kids need extra support. She knows when kids need another benefit from special ed. She also knows when kids are ready to exit the program. She pays attention, and she is an excellent role model for all the new educators coming in. Just when you look at her dedication and her genuine love of her students, that's what we need.
She has made a huge difference with her colleagues. The whole teaching team was very, very excited when they heard that she was about to be recognized, and not surprised, because she does make just a huge impact on everybody. Her presence is calming. You know that she's there for you. She steps up above and beyond for people when they need it. And she just puts so much time in here.
San Juana, you truly value each individual child, and nobody knows that better than your students. Please join us on stage. Heather Haley Baden is our 5th Teacher of the Year finalist from Waterloo Middle School in the Linden Unified School District. Over her career, Heather has never stopped striving to be better for her students. After 17 years, she still looks for ways to sharpen her skills and ultimately improve the success of her students. For Heather, that means pursuing numerous professional development opportunities. It also means pursuing her master's degree in English language development to better serve a student population where more than half of the students are learning English as a second language. One of Heather's outstanding qualities is her ability to instill excitement for learning, particularly in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Her innovative and engaging teaching methods captivate the minds of her students, making the subject come alive in her classroom. Through hands-on science experiments, interactive lessons, and a dynamic teaching style, Heather has created an environment where curiosity and enthusiasm for learning flourish. Now see for yourself in this video about Heather.
Miss Haley Baden, she's a really nice teacher. She has a lot of patience and she's just like kind in general. She is very welcoming and very friendly. She's not just a teacher to you, she's also like a friend, and she's very inviting to you. You won't be nervous like when you're in a class, or like if you get called on, you're very like calm. You don't have to worry about it.
When I walk into Heather's classroom, it's always serious, on task, but yet there's a level of camaraderie between her and the kids that's nice and genuine and kind and just gracious, because she's so good with the kids. It's a nice relationship between her bond with the kids and herself.
Heather is very dedicated to her job. I feel like she goes above and beyond to find educational experiences for kids that they're very like hands-on experiences, so the kids not only learn, but they kind of create lifetime memories for the kids.
Her best trait to me would be like in science, she would always make learning fun by doing science projects and like experiments.
When she's teaching a lesson, if it's a lesson where you can expand the learning by doing something hands-on and experiment. At one point in time, she actually turned her classroom into like an operating room and brought the kids in, and they, just had this whole immersive experience with that. She wants them to know that science is fun and that it's something that you can use throughout your life.
When we have to like explain an experiment, she is like inviting. She like makes you learn in a better way, because like some kids they don't understand what she's trying to say, so she says it in like a way we would understand it and make it sound easier. I feel like whatever she says, like whatever's in the book, I feel like she really like says it into her own words that make other people understand it more.
Kids aren't going to learn without having that motivation to learn, and so doing hands-on learning really helps it to cement it. I remember as a kid not reading in my social studies book or my science book. I remember what we did. So whether it was making map of landforms, those are the experiences that I can think back as an adult, like this is what I learned in school. So I want kids to remember their 5th grade year. I want them to remember the things that they learned, and they're gonna remember by doing things, not just by reading about it.
Heather looks for ways to make her classroom engaging and inviting, and always building her pedagogy. And I think that incorporating that science is so important. She always goes above and beyond for her students. She's always looking at ways to make their learning experience better. Anything that she can do, even when you're dog tired at the end of the day, she's like, it's for my kids. I'm gonna stay late and I'm gonna make this happen.
It's important to have someone like Miss Haley Baden on campus, because she makes kids that normally wouldn't do their homework do it, and for them it's fun.
It's important to have people like Heather on our campus, because they set an example for all the other teachers of what it means to be a teacher, what it means to be all in, what it means to be professional, what it means to do the extra mile for students. I feel that education is not just a job, it's a calling, it's a faith, it's this magic that can happen in a classroom. You are building a foundation for kids for their whole entire lives, and Heather gets that. She gets that teaching is more than just a job. It's not just a job to her. She goes above and beyond all the time, because there is this faith that what we do can make a difference in the future, and she has that in spades. Because every day we see potential in our students, and Heather sees that. She gets that there is this faith that what I do when I show up, what I put in every single day is gonna make a difference in a kid's life. Not just today, but forever.
"17 years ago, I had the privilege of being part of Heather's selection committee in Linden. Her quiet passion was evident then as it is now. So I'm especially proud to say congratulations, Ms. Haley Baden.
Troy just said how amazing those videos are, so thank you, CodeStack, very much. When we were doing our dry run yesterday and today, we were able to bring Kleenex and everything, but it's all I can say is wow. It's easy to see why these outstanding finalists were nominated for this distinguished recognition. Each one has made a lasting impact on the hearts and minds of their students, their fellow educators, and the communities they serve. Tonight, we celebrate the collective achievements of all of the finalists. We recognize their unwavering commitment to nurturing the minds of our future generations and shaping a brighter tomorrow. May their stories inspire us to continue fostering a culture of excellence in education, reminding us that the transformative power of teaching knows no bounds. Now, I would like to invite last year's Teacher of the Year winner, Debbie Crawford, to announce the 2024 San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Crawford, please join us on stage. Last year, we forgot to give Debbie her award, so Trey and I are trying to figure out where.
It's under the table.
Oh, it is. It's under here. Okay. I wanted to share that at the conclusion of our event, we asked that all of our nominees and winners make their way over to our Step and Repeat banner for pictures. As soon as we get the group pictures taken, you can also take pictures with family and friends. So in addition, each nominee is welcome to take with them the posters of them that are in the lobby. So Debbie, take it away.
Thank you, Janine. I am just in awe of you five women and the job that you're doing for our students. Can we give them all a big round of applause again? I think it takes a teacher to understand what teachers go through, and I just want to say how much I appreciate what you're doing for our students. One quick thing that happened to me this year as part of being Teacher of the Year was I was at the school board dinner, and a man came up to me after I'd spoken and said, I need to tell you something. And I looked at his face, and he really needed to tell this to me. So he knelt by my chair, and I turned to face him, and he said, in third grade, I could not read. I couldn't read anything. But my teacher, she taught me how to read. And so I smiled. I thought this was a happy story. And then he said, but she got cancer and she passed away. And she didn't get to know that I graduated from high school and I graduated from college and I run a $1 billion company now. She didn't get to know that. And so now I'm crying and looking at this man, and he told me, but that's why you have to keep doing what you do, because you don't know what's going to happen with your students. But there's always that hope that what you do matters. And I think that all these people in the room have done these wonderful things. Thank you so much for contributing and knowing that what you do matters. Okay. So it is my great pleasure to announce the 2024 San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year that will receive $1,000 from I don't want to get anybody's hopes up from this, and you don't get to keep the giant check either, you know, but it's okay. From the Self-Help Federal Credit Union, and whose application will be forwarded to the California Teacher of the Year state competition. So congratulations to the San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year. Open the envelope. I feel like I'm on one of those award shows. Sorry. Okay. And the Teacher of the Year for 2024 is Maria Ravello.
All right, thank you, Maria. Thank you for being there for your students and families. Thank you for your devotion to them and to your community. Because of your service and dedication to your craft, you are changing lives. You are an inspiration to all of us in education. And thank you again to all of our finalists for the Teacher of the Year, our school counselor, and our classified employees of the year. You all are a part of the exceptional team of education employees that we have here in San Joaquin County. We are truly, truly proud of all of you. And we are proud of everyone who has devoted their lives to education, so thank you. At this time, we invite all the honorees to come over to the backdrop for some pictures. And this includes our special evening, so thank you and please drive safely.